Hey guys, let's see here. All right, let's call a win. All right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, good deal. So let's see here. 624 has started and nothing has changed for us. We are out here grinding, getting our elevation on and making sure that we are in a position where we are going to be as skillful as we possibly can. So we're going to help as many people as we possibly can, but also help ourselves first. And if you don't help yourself first, you can't help anybody else. So what we're going to do is we want to kick it off the way we always do and get some feedback, if we can, from any of the crash camps, millionaire mindsets, anything that you've done that you want to share with us. That let me see that originated from any of our programs. Let's show we're recording. There we go. All right, and so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start with Mrs. Carla Wynn. Good morning, Ms. Wynn.
Great morning, great morning. I just wanted to, oh my God, this has been an eventful year so far. The Millionaire Mindset on Tuesday with you and Mrs. Dean, and Mrs. Dean giving us the mechanics of what we need to do in order to um, understand and maximize what we're doing with Lance Green. And in addition to that, your wisdom in terms of how we need to move in this number 8 year, 2024, as far as while we are expanding, we also need to be cocooning at the same time in terms of our inner circle and being careful who we let into that inner circle. And in addition, Eddie yesterday, when he broke down the part 2 of securing an appointment, and the whys and the wherefores with that. So those are the things I wanted to share. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this morning, and I hope that my audio is good.
It's a little light, but we got you. It's a little light. We got you. So now, when it comes to what Eddie shared, can you elaborate a little bit more? Kind of bring the people into the conversation. How did it hit you? What did you learn from it?
That we have to ask those specific questions and make sure that we not lock down that appointment, and get them to give us their actual why. Not just give us a fluff answer. And that, oh yeah, because you're a good friend of mine. And so what? Does that mean that you necessarily, are going to show up for the appointment?
There you go. And the thing about it is, guys, a lot of people are comfortable with doing it casually. When you look at, it's easy to do it the wrong way. It's easy for you not to learn it, not to master it, and that's with everything in life. For most people, people take the easy road. Okay. And so the problem is one, if you're not good at even being casual, people don't get the picture, they don't get started, they miss the money. The bad thing about you being good at being casual is this: if you are good at being casual and you're just doing it haphazardly off the hip, just because we're friends, if that person doesn't have the influence that you have, they can't duplicate that. And so they can't get the results. If they can get the frustration, they won't get the results. And so again, you're not just learning this stuff, for you, you're learning stuff for the people coming behind you. And that's the most important thing. We have to be selfless in all of our processes. Okay? If you always put other people first and understanding that what you're learning is for them, you'll never be last, guys. You always have something to fall back on. You always have something that you can teach, right? And something that's valuable to somebody else, because they'll look at you and they'll look at you and you're like, man, Angel made me feel really, really good about being able to cold call. Man, the way Leslie taught that thing about door knocking made me feel really, really good about door knocking. And so, and that's kind of how it feels, that people believe in you, when you are prepared. They know they can trust you. They know you're reliable. And that's the thing. A lot of us need to add to our portfolios the ability to be believed. Right. And so there's nothing like having somebody believe in you based on the work that you did on yourself. All right. So that's good stuff. Where you start us? Where you start us off? Where to kick us off? All right. Good morning, Lord Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So we got Angel Tran up next. What you got, Angel?
Hi, Mr. Bean. Hi, Foresight fam. Yes, we had such a great week of mentoring, starting off with Mr. Bean's millionaire mindset every Monday, but she already touched base on that. So let me go ahead and talk about Eddie too. So Eddie did a really great class yesterday on the role play. I She already touched on one of them, so there's another one that he touched on, and I like to see, like you, Mr. Bean, I like to see what we're doing right and what we need to work on. So it was funny that he actually touched on the script yesterday as well, right? When we had that whole class on Crash Camp on last Saturday about the script and sticking to the script. And he said, smile and use the script. That's it. you know, smile and use the script. And he said, no to use humor in the close. If you know how to use humor in the close, you're lethal, right? And then the big main thing that does make a difference, in your close is qualifying questions, right? And a lot of times we just want to agree with the customer so that we can get the close, but we don't ask the qualifying questions, which is really where we get the DBM, or they're finding out their DBM, because that is actually the close. Once you find their DBM, for those who are new to a GCU, that's the dominant buying motive. That's where you will have the close. So really powerful stuff all this week. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Now, if you can, give him an example of a DBM, well, basically a qualifying question. So give him an example. One example will do.
Sure. Qualifying question is, what is your financial goal in the next couple of years, 2 to 3 years? That's qualifying, right? Because some people don't even have a goal. So how can they move forward if they don't have that number that they're looking at?
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. And again, guys, this is when you look at the questions, you end up in life in direct proportion to the quality of the question that you ask other people and the quality of the question you ask yourself. So you can't help anybody if you don't have the answer, right? If you're just talking at people using the same script without putting the human element on it, then you're basically just like everybody else that they're trying to run from. Use the script, and then when you're asking the questions and you come back with your own personal feedback and put your own personal spin on it and put yourself in a position where you can actually give that person advice based on that question or lead them based on that question, now it makes you their expert. And now it puts you in a position where they're comfortable and introducing you to people. Because again, you're their expert, right? So smile and use a script, and when you're practicing your script, guys, do it in the mirror. Yeah, do it in the mirror, and do it on a regular. One thing about um, that script and just redundancy and repetition is important. I know Laura Johnson's on here. I know Laura's on Duolingo, and I'll be celebrating her. She'll be over there racking up them points and going through them units. But it's the repetition, it's the redundancy. And so for me, it's like learning that language, learning a language, period. They have a segment in there where, you have to say it. And they say it, then you say it. If you say it wrong, you get it wrong. If you say it right, you get it right. And a lot of times you'll say the same thing over and over and over again, until they move you on. But it's not a time for you to get bored. It's a time for you to get better. And so now when I start to talk to people in Spanish, say, man, you speak great Spanish, but I don't. But what tricks them is the accent. So when I actually speak, I use the accent when I actually speak. I actually pronounce the vowels the exact way, that they're supposed to be pronounced. And most people who learn another language, if you don't learn that part, then you're messing up, and they know you just basically start learning. And so they don't say their A's like we say our A's. They don't say their E's like we say our E's. They don't say their O's or U's like that. And when you know that type of stuff, they know you studied. Right. And so when I'm going through that part of my Spanish lesson, I'm doing it And I'm doing it, not because it's the funnest thing to do, but because it's the mandatory thing to do. And so now when I have conversations with people, it's like this stuff is coming off the top of my head, and I'm not fluent by any means of the imagination, but I can have a far better conversation now with people based on all the repetitious learning and scripting. So it's the same thing. Muscle memory in your brain will trigger responses without you having to think about it. Will trigger actions and verbiage without you having to think about it. Okay. And so that script is creating a wealth file, if you will, that you can tap into, just by opening your mouth. You open the file. And so think about that for a second. Just by opening your mouth, you open the file, and everything you have in the file starts coming out, but it don't spill out. It comes out as you allow it, as needed. And so that's important. Humor in the close. Humor breaks the ice and it puts people in a really comfortable position, makes them laugh, makes them smile, makes them forget about some of the angst that they have, the anxiety, that humor helps out. And again, that for me, I use humor on a regular basis. I don't overuse it, but I know how to use it. And it's very, very effective, but it's very, very needed. You don't want a person coming into a environment where they're going to be investing, and you don't want them coming in here all uptight. You don't want them investing and every day going to sleep worried. You want to break the ice. You want to let them have a little fun. You want to make sure that they know that you're down to earth, but don't take themselves in this situation so serious. Right? Um, okay, and so and then find out everybody's dominant buying motive. Again, that's the why. And so we're not going to go into that, but again, figure it out, ask some questions. That should be a priority, 100% of the time. And you can never ask for the dominant buying motive too early. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could do it wrong and go, "Hey, Laura, how you doing? Hey, what's important to you right now? For 2024 financial goals. What do you, what would you do, Laura? I just call. Good morning, but just quick question. If you had more money, if you had another $200,000 in your wallet this morning, what would you this year? What would you do with it? Something. Just it don't even matter. But the fact that you got her to say something, what I mean, that is the most important thing, because now you know. The cool part about it within the PS4, PS5 process, you don't have to worry about it because it's already scripted in there for you to get that information. Yeah. But always get that information. All right. Thanks, Angel. A lot of bullet points without doubling up on somebody else's. That's cool. All right, Ms. Weber, what's going on?
Good morning, Mr. Bean. Good morning, Crash Camp. My reflection came from yesterday with Eddie, when he gave the example. Well, he allowed one of the callers to get off camera and then make the call, and so we could feel whether or not he was smiling or whatever. And it just reminded me of how to come to the call. How to come to a call is, I got to make sure that I'm positioned right, my attitude, my motives, because the other person could feel it. Which it kind of reminded me of when my daughter called me once, and it was a tragic that happened. And every time she called now, I still, before I pick up the phone, it reminds me of that voice that I heard. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to ever go to a call unless I'm positioned with posture and positive confidence in myself. So that way the buyer would know that, okay, you know what you're talking about. I believe what you're saying, and I can feel what you're saying. Doesn't matter how far we are in distance over the phone, you could tell whether a person is into this or whether a person is feeling their way through it, or whether they're smiling or excited about what you're telling them. So, and I mean, that's what I got. That was kind of powerful to me yesterday. Thank you, Mr. Bean, for allowing me to share.
No problem. And trust me, at that part, we've all experienced that on some level. We've received a phone call, we were the person that made the phone call, and you can pick it up or they can pick it up, And when it comes to emotions are hard to hide. unless you are fully aware that they need to be hid. Like some people are not conscious, of how they're coming to calls. Like I said, it's just, when you look at the tone of the music, we talk about music all the time. You learn a song 9 times out of 10, it starts with you enjoying the music. Right? If I don't like the beat, if I don't like the music, I'm not gonna listen to the song. It's gonna drive me crazy. And so now if I like the beat and I like the music, then I'll start tapping my toes, whatever, and I'll start listening to the chorus and the hook. And then again, the chorus and the hooks got me in and it's keeping me in. All right. And then over time, based on the music, based on the chorus and the hook, I actually learned the words. But if the music wasn't right, I'm turning the channel. And it's the same thing as your prospects, the same thing as the people you're communicating with. If your music's not right, they turn the channel. Right? They're cutting you off. It's like the radio, they're turning you off. So watch your music, watch your tone. Make sure that when you're speaking to people, you're happy and smiling. Make sure when you're speaking to people, you're confident and you're ready to go out there and give them, the Quinnen-Weber experience. Because the Sam Bean experience is a real thing. And I make sure people get it. So make sure people get the Quinnen-Weber experience 100% of the time. Make sure your music is something that their kids can dance to.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Ms.
Yes, ma'am. All right,
Thank you.
Johnson.
One thing I would like to also say before you go is that give my apologies right now because I'm headed to a funeral. So I'm going to be on listening, but I won't be on camera and participating. You heard me? Everybody, did I freeze?
No, actually, Mr. Bean froze for a little bit. So we'll just keep it going until Mr. Bean can get it back. So thank you for sharing that, Quinn.
All right.
All right. So we'll go ahead and let's go with Miss Laura. What do you have for us today?
Well, great morning, Crash Camp. I just like to say this is like, one of the best 2 hours of my week, right? Because I'm able to come together with, a group of positive, forward-thinking people who are, moving in a direction of growth. And so I'm always excited to be here. My takeaways this particular week was around a couple of things that Kelvin said. One of them being that if patience is a virtue, urgency is divine. Okay. So I always like to take what they say and, incorporate it. Where am I using this thought? Why did it hit me? And so for me, it's in regards to delivering it in your presentation, in your greeting. When you first start the conversation, hi, Miss Angel, I need 3 minutes of your time, to be able to have a certain level of urgency. And that should be reflected in your voice and just everything about you. And also in the big claim, in delivering the big claim, having a certain amount of urgency in the big claim. And so when you have that, I think it makes people sit forward in their seat and, listen to you more carefully about, what is she so hyped about? What is she so excited about? And so that's one thing. And then the same thing, he also said, I know we already spoke about hard questions, but he said that hard questions get real answers, but he also says it increases respect. So when we are talking with people about what we have, we want them to have a certain level of respect for what we are bringing to them because we have respect for it. So we need them to have respect for it. So, those 2 points, the increased respect and then that urgency in delivery. So thank you for allowing me to share. Hey, Mr. Bean, before you flipped out there, froze off for there, I was gonna say, is that beard representing the abundance that we're coming into in this 2024? Because that beard is really getting kicking over there.
I don't know. Like right now, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it.
I thought it represents the abundance, man.
My wife think is representing my way to wisdom or something. I don't know what's going on with it, but
Well,
oh, Laura, I know Angel is going to give you some feedback, but that very first point, obviously I flipped out, so this electricity went for a minute. But can you go over that first point for me, please, one time, because I want to make sure I hear the way you delivered it.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So my first point was in regards to what Kelvin was saying. If patience is a virtue, urgency is divine. And what I was saying to the group was that I always like to connect it to something, very real in what I'm seeing. And so I connected that to in regards to our delivery of both in the greeting and in the big claim. Because if we have a sense of urgency in our greeting, like, hey, listen, I have 3 minutes. Can I get 3 minutes of your time? And you communicating urgency. So it makes a person, pay greater attention. It makes them sit up. It makes their ears perk up. So that was the first point about that. And then also in terms of the big claim, if you are delivering it in urgency, they listen differently. They listen more acutely. So that was the first point.
Good deal. Go ahead, Angel. Do you think?
okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bean. Welcome back. Well, for your first point, I really agree. I actually have that in my notes too. That was one of the main things that I wrote down on Wednesday with Calvin, right? And it really hit me because it's true. So urgency is really the key. And I love that our PS5 is just right away urgent, right? Just give me 3 minutes. And that's the breakdown of the PS5 is, Mr. Bean has put it all together in order to create that urgency, create everything, all the reasons for the call, everything is already in there for us, right? All of all of, like he said, even the DBM, like he's done it so that we don't have to worry about about having to do that, right? So if you follow that script, it's already answering all of that. And I love that he said urgency, because a lot of times that's what we're missing, the sense of urgency and doing it right away. For some of us, like I know for me, like I'm a green, right? So I feel like urgency is pushing someone. That was before GCU, right? That's how I felt. Like urgency would be, I'm too pushy, right? I'm pushing my prospect. But urgency, like you said, actually at the end equals respect. They respect you because you are on point. But that's the perception of how we put our limitations on different spins, right? And so that's the learning process of this program and Mr. Bean's Crash Camp, is to really turn what our, like he says, stinking thinking around. I had to be slapped around with that a lot, right? And really, delve into becoming a better person. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn that over to Mr. Bean, because he missed the first part of that of the divine urgency one. Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, you handled it pretty well. So it's not a lot to add on it. That's the thing about the urgency again. You remember when you actually communicate with a person, you're letting them know what level of belief and confidence you have. And so the urgency, again, puts them in a position where they're like, you know what? Okay, so they're on purpose, they're on point, they got their stuff together, ducks in a row, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so and now again, they're excited about that because now also urgency shows a person you respect their time. Say, look, I only need 3 minutes. Boom, we're gonna have you back to your day. We're gonna have you back to your Saturday, have you back to your Sunday. I know the NFL's coming on in about 30 minutes. And so let me get on and off the phone with you real quick. I just need to catch up with you because it was important to me, to talk to you before I move on. And so that urgency, guys, like I said, urgency is divine. Everything is urgent. The world has moved slow. People who make millions of billions of dollars, they don't lack urgency. It's the exact, and like I said, they literally they have intolerance for people who don't, act with urgency. People who are extremely wealthy, they have zero patience for people who don't move swiftly. Literally. So it's like for them, it's like a bad character trait for them to see somebody talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars or whatever it is, move without purpose, move without urgency. And so again, you're either telling on yourself, selling yourself, or exposing all of your strengths, to a person when you communicate with them. What are you actually delivering in that moment of communication? So that's why, like with me, I don't have a problem using the script over and over again because I'm letting them know that one, I'm using script one because I don't want to take any wrong information. My ego, your understanding is more important than my ego. And so, and I'll even tell a person, I've told a person in the past, hey, look, I'm reading this, so I want to make sure I don't get anything wrong, because it's very, very important that I get you all the right information. And the lady actually said, you know what, I really appreciate that because most people would be like, you know what, they'd be coming off the hip or just throwing numbers and stuff like that. And this is back in the network marketing days, and so people can appreciate that. When you're dealing with mature adults and business people, they don't gig you for using the script, they gig you for not using it, right? You're not trustworthy. The way you look, if that's the way you look and come off to people is more important than the information, the quality of the information and clarity of the information and the accuracy of the information, if that's more important than that information I just gave you, people don't want to do business with you. Okay. Ego is last. Remember, ego, edging goes out. People with big egos don't have big bank accounts. So if your ego says, I need to look good or sound good, I need to be perfect. I mean, how many of you guys have ever heard somebody say, I need to be perfect, I need to get this stuff, I need to know everything before I start, right? That's ego. Because nobody ever said you needed to know 100% of everything. Nobody knows 100% of everything. We made millions of dollars without knowing 100% of nothing. Again, we just knew 100% of what we were supposed to do, and we did that. Okay? That makes sense. So just know what you're supposed to do and put yourself in a position where you are you commit to doing what you're supposed to do once you know. And I didn't say be excellent at it. I didn't say be expert at it. I just said just commit to doing 100% of what's necessary. And when you do that, and you do it over and over and over again, guys, what happens is you get great at it. Again, it's all about being a professional and striving for excellence, not striving for perfection. And people who invest millions of dollars, they invest millions of dollars with excellence and expertise and professionalism, not professional, not ego and things like that, guys. So, good stuff. All right, let's see here, Mr. Phil Park. What's going on? Good morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy to see you. Just happy to be here. Start off with gratitude. Grateful to be here on Crash Camp today. Happy to see everybody, be around like-minded individuals. This week, my takeaways came from Friday's call with Eddie. I know he talked a lot about having fun on the phone and smiling. And I think Eddie's just the perfect person for Friday calls because his just demeanor, the way he just sway back and forth, and you can really tell that he gives a clear example of what he means by having fun and doing those things and enjoying the call with the people. But during that call, he talked a little bit about accountability, and he was talking about built-in ethics. And he said, "You are the reason for every objection." He said, "You just got to accept it." You know, he said a lot of times it's underlying things that we don't necessarily associate with the business. It could be our own internal beliefs, and that shows through. He said it shows through. And he said if something keeps happening, ask yourself, what am I doing to cause this? It's clear accountability, just taking it on, you know, and just getting right to the root of the problem, seeing what the issue is and just attacking it head on. So it's like it was a clear example of being accountable. And he said, like I said, this could just be something just separate, just other internal beliefs. Like sometimes people be like, the price is high, and you might really believe that the price is high, even as a salesperson. And if you believe that, then the customer is also gonna, you know, it's gonna rub off, and it goes through, shows through on the call. Um, and one other point that I took away from the call was when he showed the little clip with Grant Cardone, and Grant started talking about making decisions quickly. He said when he makes decisions quickly, it allows for him to be able to expect others to do the same. You know, you set the bar, and then you do what it takes, and then it's kind of like the speed of the leader, speed of the speed of the team. But he said once you do it, you can expect that from others because you already went out and you did it. Um, so it said if I do it in my own life, I give myself permission to request others to do it in their lives. And then he also talked about being too nice to the customers, and he was saying the worst customer is the person you give the best deal to, saying that we always trying to satisfy the customer. Sometimes it's not completely necessary because a lot of times you give him more than is necessary. So he said a lot of times you're trying to be a little extra with it, and yeah, he said that you can kind of do too much. So that's what I took from Eddie with the rally call. So yeah, that's what I have this week.
Mr. Bean, you're muted, sir.
There you go. All right, look, I told you. Look, I told you, but you didn't hear me. No, hey, this is some good stuff. Like I said, I was like, man, how do you keep up, with all these good nuggets you got in here? I'm like, I can't even form a thought because he hit me with nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget, and man, I'm just gonna go from the last one just and then go backwards because that you said a word with that one. Man, you said a word with that one. You said the worst customer is the one that should get the best deal to, the one you build over backwards for. It's like, man, oh my God. You put yourself in a position to be manipulated. You put yourself in a position to be taken advantage of. You put yourself in a position of weakness, right? And you have zero posture because you're giving a person, you're taking away all the value of the opportunity, you know. And like I was just telling Kim the other day, I was looking at something, a program, and in that program, they were having a summit. It was the big ticket item. The summit was the next thing, and all the stuff that they gave away free. Oh man, okay, so for the first 10, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, and then for the first 10 got this, it's got that, it's got this, and then he went, oh, you know what? I think I gave him too much. So I said, well, I got something to give him too. Hold on. And then he started giving some stuff away, and he started giving some stuff away. They gave away about 4 or 5 different things each. And next thing you know, the stuff that they gave away in actual value was more than the ticket price of the actual event. So it was like people were signing up for the extra stuff, not for the event. Like the event is the most important thing. But you got people signed up for just to get the bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying? They don't like you oversold it. You took all the value away. And so for me, when you do that, you just put yourself in a really bad position. And again, you set the wrong precedent. Okay. And even when real estate. Real estate, when you have a real estate license, people have this thing about, well, how much of the kickback you gonna give me? Kickback? You can't, well, you mean you can't afford to buy the house? That was my thing. I started saying, I mean, kickback, why would I give you my commission? I earn this. Why would I give you any part of my commission? I don't ask you, hey, can I get some of your hourly salary or your hourly wages? I don't go to your job asking for your money when you did the work. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want the service, don't ask for it, but don't ask me for my money. But you have people who are out there They don't sell a whole lot of houses because the average real estate person, in the United States of America sells less than one house a year. So when you get a house, when you have somebody who's in there and they get started but they'll end up being good at it one day and they'll sell a house or two a month, maybe at some point in time, they're not selling 5, 10, 15 houses, and so they're desperate. And so they'll put themselves in a position to be manipulated. I'm gonna use that word. It's the most appropriate word. Okay. And so they will allow people to say, okay, well, I'll give you 50% of my commission. I'll give you 25% of my commission. I'll give you a $5,000 or $2,000 kickback, something under the table to help you move in. And those are the worst customers, period. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you, those are the people who don't have a moral compass pointing in the right direction. Because that's not a negotiation. That's a hostage take. That's a hostage takeover. Basically, people taking you not for granted, they're taking you for hostage. Okay? That's abuse. And so I don't even like doing business with people like that. Okay. And so if I do business with a person like that, I make sure I'm under contract. I make sure that they understand that everything that I've done for them is in that contract, is in that listing, and I do long-term lists. I used to do long-term listings, so a long-term contract. So if you turn around and go and bought a house in that neighborhood that I showed you, or bought a house off that list that I showed you, you're gonna pay me regardless of who you have closed that deal. Okay. So don't allow yourself to be manipulated and abused. Okay? That's one thing. Set the expectations. Making decisions quickly sets the expectations for people. And you basically teach a person how to move. Yeah. And so you actually, when you're making that decision quickly, boom, your team starts to make decisions quickly. Your prospects start to make decisions quickly. They don't second guess themselves because they don't have time to. When you say idle mind is the devil's workshop, again, when you actually are sitting there second guessing everything and second think like thinking over everything over and over and over again, that's how you talk yourself out of it. You think yourself out of it. And so making a quick decision was the reason that Napoleon Hill was able to do that thing for Dale Carnegie that led to Think and Grow Rich and everything else. Keep in mind that out of all of the people, that Dale Carnegie talked to about that project, without telling them what the project was, he had a conversation with all of them, and he basically told them all that this is what I got, this is what you do, this is what the benefits would be. Okay, he gave them the fab, and he didn't oversell. He didn't go into it and say, "Hey, you'll have access to every millionaire, and you'll have." This is what it is. This is a project, and this is what I'm going to do for you. Okay, without me, this doesn't happen. And people sitting there thinking, they're not knowing that he had a clock under the table. Okay, and that stop clock. If they made it past a minute, 60 seconds, making that decision, they wasn't right for the job. Okay, and so when Napoleon Hill sat there and said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it," like, oh, less than 60 seconds, cool. He said, "Other thing is this: I'm not going to pay you to do it. The amount of wealth that you'll create by foregoing this, or by taking on this project, will make you a very, very rich man, and you'll leave a legacy that nobody can compare with." Second question, boom, second answer, second decision, less than 60 seconds. And you see where he's at, you know what I'm saying, today. You've never met him, you've never seen him, you know about him based on the fact that he was able to make a decision. Not that he was better than everybody else, is that he was more decisive than everybody else. He's more on purpose than everybody else. See, this is where most people get it twisted. They think that the people who have the most skill sets are the ones who make the most money. No, it's the intangible stuff that makes you, the most money. It's the little things, the little simple things like making a decision, the things that rich and wealthy people can see in you, character traits that people can see in you that actually have the ability to put you on or empower you. When they see that stuff in you, you've given them a glimpse of something that they can work with. They say, I can work with Angel. Angel's got this quality that I like, and I can just build around that. I can make something special. I like, what? I like working with Addie because Addie X, Y, and Z. And when Addie does this, it just puts me in the spirit of, everybody's gonna love her, everybody's gonna want to do business with her. Now I just work with her on this and I give her access to that. Next thing you know, Addie's gonna be big. And that's what they look at. Broke people, average everyday people got it all backwards. Right. And so making decisions, guys, again, it's one of those things that put that in your thing, put that and make, don't just make a decision quick and fretting, making a wrong decision. Make the decision and then make the decision work. That's the most important thing. Once you make a decision, it's your job to make the decision work. Okay. So that's important. Oh yeah, and like I said, and we talk about this a lot, and I'm glad he brought this up. Your objection is everybody else's objection, and everybody else's objection is yours, and you own it. You caused it, you created it, so what you do is you go back and reflect. We talk about reflecting all the time. And when you look at the last 10 phone calls you made, or the last 10 Zooms you did, what was the most, popular objection that you got? What was the most consistent, out of 10 times, what happened 4 times out of 10? What happened 6 times out of 10 with everybody on that call? Okay? What happened 3 times out of 10 with everybody on that call? And then you got 2, 3 out of 10. That means you created 2 objections that was kind of dominant to at least 6 of the 10 people. If you had the 4 people say this, you had 3 people say that, you had 3 people say that out of 10, that means you had 3 objections that you introduced to the situation, because you had 3 people, I mean, three categories of people who all bought into the 3 objections that you introduced. Okay? And so remember, that mirror is very, very important, and those results and the reasons why people get started with you, and the reason why people don't, again, it's your fault, good or bad. It's your mirror. And remember, just like your objections, that you're getting from people or introducing you, the reason why people get started are also introduced to you. So think about it for a second. If people don't get started for you because like you said, basically, they think it's too much. It's not that they think it's too much, or that you think it's too much, is that your bank account thinks it's too much. Okay. And so you can't think about everybody else's bank account based on what's in yours. When they say what's in your wallet, we know it's not a lot if the price is too high for everybody you talk to. Okay. So, but when you actually turn around and people start getting started, and people are jumping in, or people are investing, or people are enrolling, and you figure out what the common, what the common denominator is of all those people, that means that you've done some things right. And that means that's something that you need to build on, because that's special. That means that's something that you can grow. Remember, it's a strength at that point in time. And what you do is you take that strength and you focus on it and you hone it and you get better at it, because that's what you're getting the most returns off of. So now you amplify that returns by focusing on the thing. So just like the bad thing, you figure out what the bad thing is, get rid of it. Figure out what the good thing is and explode it. Right. So it's always a good and a bad. There's always 2 sides of that situation. But definitely make sure that you are honest with yourself and reflecting. Why didn't these people get started? Okay. 3 of them said time, or 3 of them said money, or 3 of them said, not enough information, or whatever it is, or they don't believe in it, or whatever it is. Figure it out. And then before you work on it, work on you. Okay. Thank you, Kendrick. Man, I tell you, it's some good stuff, man. But that worst customer, boy, I tell you, y'all need to ingrain that in your brain. Don't give them. Adding value is one thing. Putting yourself in a position to be manipulated is a whole entirely different thing. Yeah. If they don't see it, that means that you have to get better at expressing the value to where they want to get started and everything else is just extra. Yeah. So yeah, it's like me. I'm not going to tell everybody. I don't do presentations and telling everybody about everything we got. Grant Cardone, and Millionaire Mindset Call. All of that stuff is layered in over time, layered in over the conversations. Or I'm using that to solve a problem. Well, I'm not good at it. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to be good at this, Laura. But if you're present, you'll pick up a lot of the stuff that you need to say based on the training that we do in Grant Cardone on Saturday mornings. Okay. We have a simple system that people who have no sales experience plug into, and you'd be amazed at what type of results that they're getting not being experts at anything that we do, okay, or whatever it is. My job is to use that as an opportunity to make her feel comfortable, not the seller, not the closer. I just want to know her, not only you're not alone, but we have things in place to make sure that you can be successful if you so choose to be. Can't guarantee you success. I can guarantee you that we have things in place that will help you be successful if you do your part. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. What's going on, Miss Sloan? Serene? Let's see. Saku, what's going on? All right. All right. Jock. Everybody popped in and ain't get a chance to say hello to y'all this morning. And over there, Facebook still popping in on Facebook. All right, good deal. All right, so if you guys are enjoying yourself right now, go ahead and put me in the chat on both. I want to see where we're at this morning, see who we got on here, see who we got who's awake. Michael Chisholm, good morning. I know Mike's on the way to work. Vic Bushrod, what's going on? All right. So any questions about anything before we move on to the next part? But congratulations. Thank you guys for again, really good feedback. Friday's a popular day, obviously. So I don't know if Friday is the day that like I need to get on Friday so I can have something to say. I didn't do nothing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but boy, Friday Friday my last day. So, but hey, Friday's an important day. Let's see here. All right, good deal. So what we want to do right now is we want to make sure that before we end, matter of fact, let's do it in the beginning. Let's see if we can get Laura and Angel to kick us off with the PS5. I want to give people an opportunity to see it done and nice, crisp, clean, flow, really, really powerful flow, and a little bit of pushback, not a whole lot, but there's some of the common stuff that you hear and some of the common things that you see as objections, and then what we'll do is we'll have Angel go ahead and take it from there and build on the role playing, because we want to make sure your PS5 game is on point. That script game is on point. So, Angel, it's Laura.
So, Miss Angel, you want to invite me or should I invite you?
Sure, I can invite you.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Hold on, real quick. How did y'all like that on Millionaire Mindset Call? How y'all like that as far as once a week, having people do the PS5, because we want to make sure people, it's a part of the training. And I mean, at the end of the day, if they can be on that training and not just here, once a week, at least once a week, they hit a PS5 based on, what we're doing.
Yes, I think it's awesome.
Okay.
I liked it too, Mr. Beam, because one thing about it is a lot of people will observe. They'll observe Crash Camp. They'll observe, even us who are in the GCU program will spend a large percentage of our time observing, but we don't really often jump into the fire to do it. And I think that when you did that, it shows you that the people that they can jump in and do it too, and that they're not expected to be perfect. They're just expected to put in the reps, because when you put in the reps, you get better.
That's good, because at some point in time, all y'all will have done it on Millionaire Mindset. So get ready.
I told y'all.
That's why I'm getting ready now.
Yeah, me too.
Get ready. Stay ready. So go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go. Okay, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Laura, it's Angel. Great morning.
Good morning, Angel. How are you? Haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yes, I'm great. Hey, do you have about 3 minutes?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Great. Sing. I just sent you something. Can you take a look at it?
Yeah, what's this, Angel?
So what I'm showing you is my returns on my recent investment. It's actually paying 1% every day, 6 days a week, 26 days a month.
What is it? Is this for real, Angel? 1% every single day?
Yes, ma'am. As you can see, I just shared what I just made, right? And I definitely agree, because sometimes it does sound too good to be true, right? And I understand how you feel. I felt that same way when I was first shared the same information. But I just made my withdrawal on Thursday, and Being it hit my account to yesterday.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yes. So do you have a couple minutes to hop on a Zoom right now?
No, it's Saturday morning. I'm in the midst of doing all my, my Saturday morning things that I don't get done Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I get that. My Saturdays are pretty busy too. So, how about, do you have Saturday mornings are busy? Do you have a little bit more time this afternoon?
Well, yeah, I should be back home, somewhere between 4 and 5.
Okay. You'll be home by 4 and 5. So let's give you a little bit time, because things happen. How about 5:30? Does that work for you today?
Uh, could we do it a little bit later?
Sure, absolutely. Later, let me see what I have. How about 7?
Yeah, that's better because that'll be after dinner. I'll have everybody fed and everybody will be quiet.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that on my calendar. And let me ask you a question, Laura. I know you're busy, like you said, you have so much going on. Why are you giving me this appointment at 7?
I've known you a long time and just want to see what you got to say.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know you've known each other for a long time, and just based on how you love me, right? Just like I love you, you're giving me this time. But no, really, I mean, besides love, what really, why would you put that time out? Because, as we know, you know, working as entrepreneurs, time is money, right? So why would you put this time out at 7 o'clock to hop on the Zoom with me?
Well, you said that there's a possibility that I can earn 1% a day. And so that is attractive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%, right? That was how I fell in love with too. So, besides zombie apocalypse, there's nothing that would keep you from getting on this call, right?
No. Seven's good. Excuse me.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'll be seeing you on that call then.
Awesome. Okay, I'll see you then.
Looking forward to it. Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
There you go. So there you go. You have your first run, ladies and gentlemen, and you have all of these phenomenal specimens to go ahead and do these role plays with. So who wants to be first and who wants to go with who and who wants to go, period. Let's see where you are at. All right, we got 2. All right, so Carla, who you want to go with? And then MJ will go with you next.
Okay, so I would like to go with Mr. Brown.
All right. Let's see. All right, Mr. Brown, you've been called out by a smooth criminal.
Ring ring.
He's on mute. Let's see.
I thought I answered the first time. Hello, I'm here.
Great morning, Sekou. This is Carla. Good morning.
Good morning, Carla.
I know we haven't spoken in a while and we need to catch up. We definitely will do so at another time. The reason for my call today is that I want to share something about a project that I'm more involved with. I need 3 minutes of your time. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I got about 3 minutes.
Great. Zoop, I just sent you something. Take a look at your phone.
What is this?
This is a screenshot of my earnings with my most recent project. You can earn up to 1% daily, 6 days a week, 26 days a month.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. It almost sounds too good to be true.
I understand how you feel. Do you have anything in your portfolio that will do that kind of work for you?
No, nothing in my portfolio. My savings account wouldn't even make a dent in that.
Understood. Yeah, I understand that. Most people say that. So if you were able to make to add 1% daily to your income, what would you do with it?
Well, the obvious things are pay some bills that are that I have, and start setting it aside to pay off a college loan. So yeah, that would be great.
What else?
Um, what else would I do with it?
Yes.
Look to do some home repairs that I've been putting off, such
Okay.
as replace a roof.
What else?
The roof is probably the highest thing right now.
Got you. Well, those are some excellent reasons. Let's jump on the Zoom so I can show you more.
How long is the Zoom going to take?
Oh, about 9 minutes. You got 9 minutes?
Actually, I'm getting ready to step out to take care of some Saturday chores. Is it possible we could do that around 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Sure, 1 o'clock is great. So tell me, why, is there anyone else that you need to have involved in this conversation?
Probably be nice to have my wife involved. So I'd probably would check with her if she's available at 1 o'clock, but I can say for myself, I will be there at 1 o'clock.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So why are you giving me the time?
Well, you've just told me I can earn 26% in a month on an investment where they don't even guarantee 12% in an investment on Wall Street. So I want to learn more.
Fantastic, fantastic. So just check your phone. I'm sending you a calendar invite. You got it?
Okay, got it.
Perfect,
I'm
perfect.
clicking accept right now.
Awesome, awesome. And so other than the snowstorm that they're anticipating on 95 today, is there any other reason that you won't be available at 1 o'clock?
No reason for me not to be available at 1 o'clock. I will be there.
Perfect. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Angel, do your thing.
That's it. That's it.
That's
That's all.
Great job. I want Angel to do her thing. Go ahead, Angel, do your thing.
I was sitting there clapping and taking notes. So I love that, right? And you can tell that Miss Carla has been on this PS5, and that's repetitions, right? You can see that not only has she memorized the PS5, but now after memorizing it, now she's able to tweak it, right? A little bit here and there. And that's what you want to do. You want to have that outline, that foundation. Anything you want to do, you want to have that foundation, nice and formed first, right? They don't just do the foundation and then build the house on right away, right? There's steps, there's processes. So she's already built that foundations of repetitions, and now she gets to tweak it. And this is the part that I love, right? Which is the same thing that we shared earlier. I just read the script, right? But these are the tweaks that you can do after you have already had the foundation that I love. First of all, she started off with the call. Great job, great energy, right? With smile as you talk, right? And she said, hey, we need to catch up at a later time. She already set that expectation that this is not a chit chat call, right? She has a sense of purpose. So now she goes, the next is the reason for my call, which is now she's going to share that purpose of the call, right? And it actually answers the question, because most people, when you pick up the phone, you're like, what do you want in your mind, right? Like, what does this person want? So she diffused that question right away by saying the reason for my call. And that's what you want, just like in presentation, just like everything, the objections, what people are thinking. So before they say it, you diffuse it, right? And that's what she did. And I love that, she went in, followed into the script, sending the information, talking about the daily returns. And I love the PS5 because, to be honest, you can use this with anything, any of the way that Mr. Bean has written it is to just, all you have to do is just change the investment, but you can use it for any investment. And so she did that. And then, she went straight into also asking him that qualifying question in the beginning, like, what is your financial, what are you looking for, right? That we were talking about in the an overview for the week, right? That qualified question to really find out, what it is that she's going to be able to help him with. What is the solution that she can come up with for that, right? Once she asks that question. And then, of course, smooth transition into booking that appointment. Because the main objection, the main goal, or not objection, sorry, the main goal is to book that appointment, and she did. So she got him to book the appointment, and then she asked not only did she book the appointment, but the next question of, why are you giving me this time? And then besides that is to make sure that this person shows up, right? That you're not just booking an appointment, but you're actually making sure that that person is actually going to show up to the appointment after that. So that's a great, everything she did was great, right? I mean, that is good. And I can tell you've been working working on that, right? Role playing outside of this or using it. So anything, right over to you, Mr. Bean.
Yeah, real quick. Again, like everything you said, and so, but there's some things that I wanna highlight. So, when you look at going for the DBM, you didn't settle based on the script with the first thing he said. What else? Everybody need to write that question down. What else? And so that was important because the roof, when he said the roof, was roof first, second, or third? When was the roof? Third, right. It's the last one. Right. So again, it wasn't the first one, it wasn't the second one. And when she said, what else? He said, what else do I want? Yeah, what else? And so she triggered it. She forced him to participate. Right. She forced him to start thinking, forced him to start dreaming, but she made sure she got the actual DBM. So, so when a person, when you go into that, you got that appointment anchor, which is now the DBM, which is, the roof. So I have to ask him, hey, look, is there anything outside of an apocalypse, whatever zombie apocalypse going to happen is going to keep at 1 o'clock. So just for the record, we getting back together at 1 o'clock so we can make sure that we let you look at this thing that can actually take care of that roof for you. All right. All right. So that's, again, when you got the foundation, you can mix up your conversation and make it more natural, more normal. Other thing is this, the pivot. I appreciate how you pivoted when you were, I forgot what part of the conversation was, but when he's like, is there anyone else? Because you were about to say what was on the script, but he said, well, is there anyone else that needs to be here to take a look at this information at 1 p.m. with you? And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Kudos, because you started, then boom, pivoted. You went to a more natural, conversation. And it was a more comfortable conversation because you knew there was somebody else in his life that he needed to hear this information. And so you gave him a chance to actually say that. So again, the being able to pivot naturally based on the fact that you had a foundation, scripting, it puts you in a position where now you can move things around. And so guys, that flexibility, is very, very key when it comes to conversation. It makes it more natural, makes it more normal. And it takes it from a scripting conversation to a more fluid, natural conversation. So those are the two things I just wanted to make sure, because Angel hit everything else, but those are two key things that you would get a shining star on, not just from me, but from the results of your prospects talking to your people. Keep on going. All right. And we got MJ. Go ahead, pick you somebody to spar with. Any, meeny, miny, mo. All right. Get you unmuted. Let's see. There you go.
Good morning. Good morning. Who wants to give me a hard time today?
Nobody wants to give a hard time. I can give a hard time.
Next week is your turn, Mr. Bean. Okay.
You know what? We can make it this week. Come on, Angel. Don't worry about it, Angel. I got you. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't scared.
I ain't scared either. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Bean, what's happening?
Everything, MJ. What's going on?
All right. Well, the purpose of my call today is that I wanted to share
Okay,
An
let's stop.
awesome,
Let's stop. You asked me what's happening. Let's go ahead and start over. I want you to have a more. Let's go ahead and get it off the rack. All right. So I'm gonna flunk you right there because you said what's happening. So that when you that's like what how you doing? What's going on? What's happening and how you doing and what's going on is the same thing. All right.
okay. All right. Ring,
So
ring.
let's go. Remember, keep it to the script. Keep it to the script.
I did ring, ring.
Let's go. What's up, MJ? How you doing?
Hi, Mr. Bean. Good morning.
Good morning.
I need about 3 minutes or of your time today. Are you good with that?
For you, yeah, 3 minutes. Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna send you something to your phone. Take a look at that. I just sent you a text.
Got it. What is this?
Awesome. This is a screenshot of my daily return from my most recent investment account,
Okay.
and they're paying 1% daily, 26 days a month.
Okay. 1% daily. Okay. How long you been doing this?
About 6 months now.
6 months. Okay. And so it's working for you?
Is doing great. You see my return there. That's just for one 4 month period.
Okay.
And I already doubled my money and started over again.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell me more.
So um it's giving me, the 1%, 6 days a week, 26 days a month, right?
Mhm.
What do you think you'd be able to do with that?
A lot.
A lot? You have any particular goals you're trying to reach?
There you go. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always looking to diversify. I have a couple different things in my portfolio, things that I've vetted and things that look solid. So, one more investment won't hurt, but it's got to be the right thing.
Okay, give me a goal and I'll show you how to get there.
Okay. $100,000 by the end of the year.
Okay, because I don't have the chart in front of me, I'm going to disqualify myself on that. But we're going to pretend, okay, so if you invest $10,000,
Mm-hmm.
then we can get you that back in about 3 or 4 months. You can double it.
The $10,000.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So three or
What do you
four.
say?
Okay. So $10,000 but $10,000 in 3 or 4 months. Let's say if we took it out 3 months, or 4 months, doubling it by the end of the year, it'll double twice, 3 times. That'll put me at about $60,000 to $70,000. So that's not bad. Can't be mad at that.
Yeah, so I mean, where else can you go to do that?
There's a couple of things out there, but I mean, at the end of the day, I like diversification.
Okay, okay. Well, when can I set you an appointment to go ahead and get you started?
I mean, I got to get some information on it first. I just don't, like I said, I turn down 99 out of 100 things that come across my desk because I get people bringing me stuff every day. So I'm gonna need some background on the company, need some background on this information. I mean, I see your back office, and that's cool, but I need to do a little bit of vetting on my side.
Okay, well, just let me share some things with you then.
Okay.
Um, this is a sports royalty contract
Mhm.
program, and it's an investment program that, I've been investing in it because it gives me returns every day. You can making withdrawals daily. And then you can parlay that money, put it back in if you want. And then when you come back in that next 30 days, you can get to that goal faster by reinvesting what you've already earned for the first 3 or 4 months. Make sense?
Yeah. So you said it's an investment, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
and sports contracts and withdrawals daily, which means that I can actually pull my money out every day.
Yeah, but why would you? Because we're trying to get you this goal now.
Yeah.
But you can do that.
Okay. So when I pull it out every day, it's gonna go from their system to my wallet.
Go from the assistant to your wallet.
Like your back office, what you just showed me. So anytime
Hmm.
I see a profit, I can take it out and it goes from the computer to my actual wallet.
Well, you have an electronic wallet. There are
Mm-hmm.
going to be some fees involved with the transferring of the monies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But aside from that, I don't even know why you want to do that right away if you're trying to save this money. You want to reach a $20,000 goal. So what I would do if I were you is take the 10, get it back in 4 months, put it back in, and then you have 20. In 4 months, you get 20. So you're going to reach your goal in a year. How does that sound?
Okay. Sounds, as long as everything checks out, it sounds good. It sounds real good. Okay.
Man, I haven't seen anything like it.
That's what I'm talking about.
When can I sign you up? Today? Is today good for you?
Okay. No, I still got to do some background on the company. I mean, I
Oh,
got
okay.
it. You gave me the name of the company. I get that. I appreciate it. That's like, so what
It's
else?
called L Green. Yes, L Green.
All right. So you got any links on the company, the background, the owners, and stuff like that you can send me?
Actually, I don't. I have to ask Mr. Bean for that.
Okay. Well, when you get with Mr. Bean, get back with me. Okay.
I can't.
Okay, let's
So
start.
that's all I got right now so far.
That's all good.
Let's
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's perfect because you did it. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know you have to be bad before you are good. You have to be good before you're great, guys. You gotta crawl before you walk. This is getting the cotton out your mouth, getting the peanut butter out your mouth, all the stuff. Look, just do it. This is a safe place. You know what I mean? This is a very safe place. Ain't nobody looking at you saying, "Oh, you was horrible." No, that was beautiful because you did it. It was beautiful, and because you did it. And so, but this is the thing: you also gave people that you gave Angel something to work on. Now, Angel finna go to work, but
oh Lord, Angel.
But this is the
She
thing.
just says her name is Angel, so we don't get upset, okay? Because angels are supposed to be good, you know.
But this is the beautiful thing. So, not only do people get a chance to learn from this experience, but you learn the most because you lived it. So, it's good. So, what you got, Angel?
Okay, perfect. Well, first of all, kudos for you to have the courage to go against Mr. Bean. even I shaking my boots when I have to go against Mr. Bean. He knows that too.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bean.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I have to like not even look at the screen and pretend he's someone else, right? Michael or Michael Jordan or somebody that I'm talking to. So kudos to you to have that courage and to keep that, right? You didn't you kept that energy, right? You didn't stumble too much, right? But what we want to do is like I know you're new and last week was, you know, the first time you're really doing the script. So just like we had shared earlier, keep the foundation, right? Go ahead and practice the script over and over. I would say you'd have to be like 200 times, right? Before you even get that foundation, 200 plus before you get that foundation out. So role play every day if you have to, multiple times yourself and with an accountability partner just to get that script down. And then and so that's why you didn't know where to go after that, right? So great thing, you know, he did flunk you because we don't want to say how you doing, right? We don't want the rabbit hole. So we want to go ahead and get straight to the point. And so you did everything well, all the way to the script at the bottom. And then if you have the PS5 in front of you, after you do all of the script and you didn't know where to go after that, right? So the next point, bullet point is share the presentation. So that's the whole reason for the introduction of the call, is that you want to share the opportunity, right? Of course, he can't sign up right now. He said, and that part, you want to listen to your prospect, right? Because until you actually answer their objection, you cannot move on to the next part, right? And his objection was, and he said that repeatedly, is I don't have enough information. I need to know more, right? And so what you want to do is what we learned in GCU. This is where this is the difference, where you're going to sit there and say, great, of course you want more information, right? Let's get you on a Zoom and get that information for you. Because, right, the next is share the presentation. Just based on a return doesn't mean he's going to sign up. You have to share the presentation. Now, either you're going to hop on a Zoom, or if you know Mr. Bean, right, and you know him well, you can send the video, right? But the next point is to share the presentation. That's the reason why he cannot sign up. Like, of course you're not going to sign up. You don't have enough information. Yeah, I get it. Let's hop on a Zoom. When do you have? Are you ready right now? Right? The urgency, right? Do right now first, right? And even if he doesn't have right now, then you go to somewhere else, like another time, preferably the same day. If not, then book an appointment for a separate day. But it's always now, today, or another time. Those are your 3 times that you would give a person, right? And then, yeah, and everything, and the one thing, especially when you're new, is don't answer any questions that you don't know the answer to. It's better that you would have said when he asked, well, so I can do my daily returns every day. And I would say, great question. I definitely just got started, and and I want to make sure that you get the right information. So what we can do is we're going to hop on a Zoom, and I'm going to share this presentation with you. And while we're doing that, I'm going to reach out to whoever your upline is, what, Miss Laura Johnson, or whoever it is that is your upline, right? Whoever your senior business partner. I'm going to reach out to my senior business partner. Now, he or she may not have that time, right? But I'll see if they can, and to answer all of your questions. If not, I definitely want to book a later appointment to get all your questions answered. So now you have that respect, right? Like Mr. Bean says, it's easy for us to try to answer people's questions than giving the right information, right? And so you want to give them the right information, because the trust is right there. If you gave him the wrong information, that trust is blown. And whatever you say after that is irrelevant to him now, especially if he's, like he said, he has multiple investments, right? And so for those type of prospects, just one time is all they're going to give you for the trust factor. And if you blow it, that's it. You blow everything for the rest of the time, right? So you don't want to do that. Any information that you don't know, it's okay. Be transparent. I tell my team members all the time, hey, I don't have that information, but you know what? I can get it for you. Give me some time and let me get back with you. Let me call Mrs. Bean. Let me call my senior business partner and answer that question for you. I'm not gonna give you misinformation. Right. So now they respect me, that any information that I give them moving forward has either been gone to my senior business partner and got that information, but I'm not just giving information based on anything, right? So that's what you want to do as far as information. That's why the 3-way is really critical for that, especially if you're new, right? But I love all this because it's going to actually help a lot of people, right? Because we all have been down this road. Trust me. We have. And this is great. And so that's what I have for now. Over to you, Mr. Bean.
All right. So great stuff. Again, I love just listening to Angel, even though you stole some of the stuff. But I love listening to Angel. She be on point and on purpose with it. But so like I said, like we started over, because when you said what's up, I'm like, Green Bay Packers. Oh, this is our playoff weekend. We win and we in. I'm telling you, I love the Packers. We win. We're going to play Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to Dallas. I'm gonna go get my tickets right now. And we about to have a whole entire conversation about the Dallas Cowboys before you say anything. I'm telling you. So, but remember, when it comes to compliance, again, investments and returns. You were saying investments and returns all the time. Sports contracts and royalties, right? Sports contracts and royalties. And that way you keep yourself compliant, keep the company compliant. Also, and then when you remember, you asked me a question that you created. So why would you pull out? Well, remember, I wasn't going to pull out. I wasn't even thinking about pulling out until you said something about daily returns that you can pull out every day. And so when you introduced that to me, I'm like, oh, really? And I'll double down on it. And so don't introduce objections. Like I said, so it's like 1% a day, 26 days a month, and in 4 months you're over 100% return, and move on. Like I said, that rabbit hole, like Angel's talking about, just the elaboration of such, it puts you in a position where now you got to go back and cover up a whole lot of stuff. So minimalize the information, when it comes to that. Yeah, as far as answering questions or giving advice, I stay away from those things as well. But when it came to, like Angel said, when it came to, me wanting to know more information, my take on that is this. You know what? That's why I called you. I know you're a professional, and people who would appeal to a project like this. What I do is I actually have them jump on a quick Zoom with me real quick. And I show them a little bit of information that normally answers most of the questions, if not all. And if not, I also have, my senior partner, Laura Johnson or Mr. Dean or whoever you got to answer those questions, because they basically, they're getting royalties just like I am. And again, they have a bigger portfolio than I do. So I want to make sure that you at least talk to an expert. This is me and you. We have a relationship, but I need you, to feel comfortable about this situation, because I know for a fact you deal in money on the regular. So again, just having that conversation, relaxing, and you didn't say you didn't know. You just said, I want you to have the best information because of who you are. I want to put you in the best position to make a decision for yourself that's best for your family. So, and that's all right. Like I said, the calculator stuff, and I said $100,000. Don't worry about that stuff. That's, like I said, that's not important. But the other stuff, like I said, those are the things where when people give you something, like Angel said, I gave you the fact that I need more information. Just that's in the script. Oh, no problem, no problem at all. Just look at your phone. I'm not gonna ask you if you can. I'm not asking you if you can get, because you say you need more information, right, MJ? You need more information, MJ? All right, great. I just sent you something. You got it? Yeah. What's this? This is Zoom link. I'm go ahead and click on it. I'm gonna start this little quick video real quick. It's gonna answer a lot of your questions. Okay. I'm not giving you a chance to tell me no. I'm gonna send it to you. Then you gotta tell me no. Well, how long is it? Long enough to answer your questions. But to be more accurate, it's only 9 minutes. And if these don't answer your questions, I got somebody else at some point in time when you actually have more time that we can get your questions answered. Okay. So go ahead and click on that link, MJ. And so, and like I said, this is again just conversation, repetitious conversation. This is good stuff though. But again, this is stuff that when people role play, you don't hear. This is stuff that people don't. These are mistakes that people don't make. These are things that people don't do. So you, again, going through this thing raw, and giving us content and giving us some things that people are looking at, saying, you know what, I probably would have said that. I probably would have made that mistake. Because even myself, if I'm not paying attention, if I'm not in my mindset and I haven't scripted anything out, first thing I'm asking you is, "What's up, MJ? How's it going, MJ? How's it?" I'm human. We all human. That's why that scripting and that role playing every day is very, very important. So that muscle memory kicks in. Okay. Because the first thing people do is when they say, "Hey Angel, how you doing?" And then their brain, even though they're going forward, they're like, "Oh, I messed up." Now you're thinking about the first mistake you made, and now everything else is gonna be jacked up.
Right.
Remember, how you start is how you'll finish. And so that's why I stopped you right there. I said, you know what, let's start over. Because I want to make sure you start with a fresh slate and then get that one out the way. So, but other than that, thank you for your courage and your confidence. I appreciate you. All right. And Angel, you're so cold, buddy. I don't
She
even know
is,
why.
isn't she? But I learned a lot, Angel, from what you said. I did I really hadn't gone through the share your presentation part. And that's what he was asking me. I was focused on the first part, piquing the interest, getting them, telling them, and I'm trying to work on, the 1%, 26 days a month, and how soon they're going to get a return. And I haven't really practiced the second half of that.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
now, okay, I have to work on that part.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
For sure, for sure. Who's next to make up the bless the platform? Who else we have that want to go? And I'm available.
I'll go.
right, Ken, who you want to go with?
I thought I was going with you, Mr. Bean.
Oh, wait, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I love this. Let's do it.
All right, ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Bean.
Good morning. Who this?
This is Kendrick.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Bill Paul? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Mr. Bean. I was calling you today. I need about 3 minutes of your time. Are you okay with that?
For you, yes, sir. What you got?
Okay. Awesome. I'm about to send you something. Zoop. Look at your phone. Did you get it?
Got it. What is this, Kendrick?
Okay, this is a screenshot of my daily return from my most recent investment account. They're paying us 1% daily on our investment, 6 days a week, 26% in a month.
Okay. This is what stop for a second, Kendrick. This is what I want, because I know y'all reading off the script. This is the thing I want y'all to make adjustments on with your actual L Green contracts, with your L Green scripts. You have to say, look, they're paying us, like 26, I'm sorry, 1% a day as far as our royalties are 1% a day, right? And so just go ahead and, because I'm hearing it, and as long as you're using the script, and using those words, it's going to be permanent. And so again, they're paying us 1% royalties, a day, 26 days a week. And our contracts, our sports contracts, not the investments, the sports contracts, not the investments. And then the not the returns, the royalties. Okay, the royalties. And so I want to make sure that, because I can't gig you on something that you're reading. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that to be a permanent thing. And so that's important. Okay. And so let's go ahead and start again. And this is how you work things out, man. This is how you work things out. So I'm listening to them like, yeah, that's my fault. That's my problem. I created this situation. I don't want to create a permanent situation for y'all. So let's start from the top. Let's go with it again.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, good morning, Mr. Bean. How are you? Good morning, Mr. Bean.
Fantastic, Kendrick. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I need about 3 minutes of your time. Are you okay with that?
For you, 3 minutes? Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Okay, awesome. I'm sending you something. Take a look at your phone. Zoop. Did you get it?
Got it. What is it?
Okay, this is a screenshot of my daily returns from my most
daily royalties. My daily royalties.
This is a screenshot of my daily royalties. That they're paying us 1%, 1% daily using sports contracts.
Oh, really? Interesting. Tell me more.
Okay. So what? Do you have a couple minutes to hop on a Zoom right now?
How many minutes you talking about?
It's enough time for me to get your questions answered, and then be able to tell you more and show you more about the presentation. So
okay, yeah, let's go do that.
Okay. Swoop. Here, what I just sent you was a Zoom link. That's the link to go ahead and hop on the Zoom.
Okay, we're on.
Just go ahead and click on that link, and it'll take you right into the Zoom. And we can go ahead and look at the presentation together.
Okay, we're on.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bean. What did you like best about what you just saw?
Well, I mean, I like the fact that y'all are doing 1% royalties, on a daily basis. That's pretty cool. Y'all don't have anything in my portfolio like that, but the thing I don't really understand is this gambling?
Okay, good, Mr. Bean. Actually, everybody says that. Actually, it's not gambling. As I previously mentioned earlier, it's actually sports contracting. So what we're doing is we're actually purchasing sports contracts. That's what we do on our end. And what they do on the other end, that has nothing to do with us. So no, it's only royalties given through purchasing of sports contracts. So no, it's not gambling.
So it's something like crowdfunding. Okay, all right.
So Mr. Bean, based on you said that the 1% royalty is what you were interested in. You said currently you don't have anything in your portfolio providing you with that type of return. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'm more traditional, person. I got some S&P 500 stuff that, probably give me 13 to 15% a year, but that 26% a month is crazy. But like with all the stuff that's going on out there in that market, I know it has something to do with the crypto space as well. How long have you been doing this?
I'm actually fairly new to this investment, but I have seen some success receiving the 1% royalties. The good thing about the investment is once you are a part of the investment, once we get you signed up, you will be able to receive those royalties immediately. So that's what I would like you to focus on, being able to get started and then being able to receive those royalties immediately.
Yeah, that's the thing is just I get the money big time. Trust me. I'm over here having to fight myself because that 26% a month versus my 13% and 10% per year. My other investments is crazy, but it's just something in my spirit saying I need to get more information. As far as I know, you're new. Do you have anybody you can put me on the phone with that has a little bit more information and a little bit more details, a little bit more tenure, where I can figure out what's going on with the actual company so I can make an actual decision?
Actually, Mr. Bean, I'm glad you asked that. Yes, I actually do have my senior investor, Miss Laura Johnson, that I can attempt to get on the line. She's actually very busy, but I know when if I'm able to get her on the line, she's very qualified to be able to answer those questions. She's actually been in the investment a lot longer than I have. I know she's actually invested a larger amount than I have, so she's more qualified to be able to answer those questions for you. So I know you were talking about the 13 to 15% that you sound like you have some knowledge there, but let me just get you on with the expert, and then we can go ahead and see if she can answer those questions for you, the questions that I'm currently not able to ask because I'll go ahead and reach out to her and see if she's available. You're available immediately because you want to go ahead and get those questions answered as soon as possible, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me go ahead and reach out to her. Like I said, she's very qualified to go ahead and answer those questions. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can go ahead and get her on the line. And then I'll go ahead and link her in the call, and then you can go ahead and ask those same questions to her, and I'm pretty sure she'll be able to take over from there.
Man, if y'all ain't fired up after that, man, that dude right there, Kilt, that's KILT, Kilt that. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. And like I said, now once you just sub out, investments for royalties and investments for sports contracts and returns for royalties, you're on easy street, bro. That's good stuff. Angel, go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. But that's good stuff, man. Y'all show them some love, show them some fire. Give everybody some love, give everybody some fire. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah. So I'm cheering everybody on. We got some courageous people this Saturday. Man, this year is going strong, Mr. Bean. I love it, love it. Everybody's getting out of their comfort zone for sure today. I love it. And we can tell that you're new, so you breezing through this, is really great, right? Because you went through the introduction, which is what you have down already, and I can see you trying to flow through after. And a lot of people don't really role play all the way through, right? And so this is the new part for everyone, the follow-up part, right? And you did great in the intro, getting him onto the Zoom. And then going down to the after the Zoom was where we can tweak it a little bit. Just follow the script, right? After that. So what did you like best? What he saw, you did that, and he still had some questions, right? So Mr. Bean is actually leading you into answering those questions. And when a person asks you like, I need more information, Like he just shared earlier, like, great. I definitely want you to have more information. Send that Zoom link because there's so many videos in there that they can take their time to look at and really get more information, right? So you're giving him the information that he needs. So just say Zoom, and you don't even have to tell him you're sending information, right? Then you just say Zoom. Look at your phone. I sent you the link for the video plus all the information that you'll ever need to know on 𝐍𝐬. And you can take your time in looking at that information. But being as your time is valuable, I don't want to waste your time. What I can do is get my senior business partner on the line so that he or she can answer all of your questions right now. Does that work for you? Right? Leading, right? You're leading them into that. Now, I can't, I'm not sure if they'll be available, right? So, and that's where you go there. And the same thing with just the investments. I try to keep something like the same throughout everything because we have multiple platforms, right? So instead of saying investor, I always use senior business partner. Then you won't have to change anything through different platforms, right? They're always going to be a senior business partner, because if you say investor, then now you're going to have to change it to royalties and so it's going to be confusing for you. So like you said, my senior investor, right? Now they're thinking investments again, right? So you would want to say senior business partner, which is easy to say through anything, any 𝐍𝐬, 𝐍𝐎𝐓, whatever it is that you're doing, right? Dream trips, it's still a senior business partner. So that will make it easy for you to not, forget or say the wrong things, right? And then, of course, the edification. Make sure you're edifying the person before you get on the call, right? Because why are they going to listen to XYZ? Right? So you want to do the edification. And I know you can go back to the MMC calls and look for Miss Carly Gwynn's edification, top notch, right there. She can give you the whole thing, right? Master at edification points, right? And so you want to have that, especially for your senior business partner, already written down. It should already be written down and memorized for someone who's going to be making three-way calls for you on a consistent basis, right? You should already definitely know that, because you're going to be edifying them multiple times throughout the business, right? Should be. So that should be something that you should know by heart already. And if you don't have it, like, just say what's in your heart. Miss Laura Johnson's, man, she's been my rock with all of these things. I go to her for everything, and she's never failed me when getting information to me, because she works with multiple figure millionaires, right? And so the information that she gives me is definitely trickled down from the very top. So let me go ahead and see if I can get her on the call with it. If that's all you can do at that moment, right? And that's really it. But I love the fact that you just went through. It's just the ums and the confidence, because you're not used to doing this role play yet. But besides that, I mean, knocked out for first time role plays, Mr. Bean.
Yep, and 3 key bullet points here. And so, first thing, humility. I appreciate your humility, because most people can't pull this off, because again, the ego is big. And when you looked at the opportunity to put me on the phone with Laura, you said, hey, she's been in longer. She's invested more money, right? Basically, has a larger portfolio. So you gave 3 key bullet points on why I should listen to her over you. You now totally just shifted, the attention off of you to your senior partner. Okay. Other thing is, you call people respect all the time. Right? So you have people who you respect, people you've done business with in the past. And so if you're calling me Mr. Bean at that time, you can also say something to the tune of, I respect her in this platform. I respect Ms. Johnson in this platform. Kind of like similar to how I respect you in the business that we do in those other platforms. And so it kind of now gives her a heightened level of, value for me to get on the phone with her. So now, second thing is, and this is simple, don't ask for permission. You already got me on. Just go ahead and send the Zoom link. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. I got something prepared for you because I knew you was going to ask questions. You're a very thorough person. I just sent you something. Click on that link and then I'll hit the button and we'll get this started. So again, you want to learn how to because you already got me. You asked me for 3 minutes already. You don't want to ask for more time. So and where we're at this point in our conversation is just under 3 minutes. Okay, and so boom, you're right at it, just under. So right now we're flowing, you're growing. I told you I got the interest, in it, 26% per month, versus my 13 to 15% per year on some of my other investments. So you got my attention, build on it. Okay. And the last thing is, let me ask you a question. What's my DBM? Let's see. He did so good, and everybody don't nobody on here know what my DVM is because you never asked. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like I said, keep it simple. But that's perfect though. Like I said, dude, you did a great job. Again, everybody's learning from everybody, right? Everybody has contributed to this call day in grand fashion on all levels. Again. So I appreciate that. And so those are my 3 bullet points. Carl, like I said, that Angel do her thing. Just come in with my little bullet points at the end. But I really do. I really do appreciate what you brought to the table today. All you guys did great. I'm proud of how you actually went through that thing and made corrections on the fly. And I knocked it out, but no problem.
Yes, thank you, everyone. I got lots of notes here from all of you guys, so I'm learning a lot as well, right? How to tweak it and be even better. So, who is next? Who would like
Can
to
I
go next?
can I say one more thing before we move forward?
Yeah,
Sure.
good.
So I say this last week when I did the role play,
Mm.
it the hardest thing for me to do is go back and watch it over again. Like hearing my voice, hearing the arms, hearing the different things. Like it was rough,
Right.
but getting through it, it just made me want to do that much better. Cause I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to improve on this. I need to improve on that. But being able to do the role play and then being able to get the reflections and actually going back and watching it again, it really does a whole lot for the team. So I just had to say that because it was tough for me hearing my voice, hearing the and different things like that. But I got through it, and it did a lot for me. So I just wanted to put that out there before we move on. That's just my own personal reflection on
I can't stand listening to myself, man. I tell you, it's just like I'd rather listen to somebody else. So, then and like you said, when you have all those, and I talked about it last week, I will say stuff like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Catch what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm like, that is, trust me, all the trigger words and all those isms and everything else, whatever they call them, it's just like, man, it was painful listening to myself talk back in the day. And so, and even today, like I said, it's still the way my voice sounds. Again, I don't want to get used to it. It's just one of those things. I'm just like, I just got to deal with it. But I get it. But the thing about it is, I can tell you right now, you'll be more pleased this week going back this week watching it than they were last week. And then week after that, it's going to be even better. And I'm just telling you, just keep on giving yourself something to go back and reflect on so you can grow from it. Because when you actually start making those changes, like I said, and remember the thing that she gigged you on when it wasn't even a gig, it was just an understanding. Okay, so with the senior business partner versus senior investor, just like a little, not necessarily a correction, but advice. You know what I mean? So it's like it wasn't something that you messed up on, it's just something that you were taught to do. And so you made corrections on the fly. Boom, from royalties to contracts, but you see how much easier it flows down when you and how much more compliant you are, how much more aware you are, and so now when you build on that and you start putting that 3-way in there like you did and be willing to put the 3-way in there right away, guys. Because if you are out here hunting and you got somebody who can answer some questions and you got people who can get those questions answered and get started right away, they'll get started right away. I'm ready. I was ready to get started right away. As long as, and especially since you were ready to put me on the phone with Laura, somebody who invested more money than you, somebody who's been in longer than you. I'm like, just let me show that, let me feel that this is legit. Let me feel like this is something that I can believe in, and I'm ready to go. Yeah. So, Laura Johnson.
I am just blown away by today's session. That's number one, you know. And if I may just make a comment about what Kendrick just said about going back and watching himself. That to me, you know, moves a person from, you know, the 5% to the 1%. Okay, because Mr. Bean, you have always taught us that the last time we looked at our journals shouldn't be the time that we wrote in them. You have said that time and time again. You say you got to go back and learn from the experience of what you did. And so, you know, so many of us are, you know, cramped for time. So we spend the time to come in and do this, but we don't take the time to go back and really review it. So that is so meaningful to me, to that he took the time to go back, watch himself, critique himself, take the education that he learned from both you and Miss Angel, and then to, you know, incorporate it. That's just so powerful. And I hope that people really see that. That's the benefit that we have here in GCU, and just being in this safe environment. So I just couldn't not say that, Mr. Beat. I'm sorry.
I just know there's a level of pride there for you. You know what I'm saying? You got some role players on here. They're here getting it in and mixing it up. So that's some good stuff. And one thing I will challenge you all to do is this: go in on Monday. You know, I don't know. I think Big Brother Dave is Big Brother Dave still doing it on Mondays, or who's doing it on Mondays? Big Brother. Okay, so take something from Monday, apply it on Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, again, and next week commit to coming in and saying, hey, look, this is what I learned on Monday or Tuesday. This is what I did on Wednesday or Thursday. And this is what happened, you know, and be ready to, you know, just have that conversation, because this is where now you transition from what you just learned and how what you feel about it to what you just learned and how you implemented it and what you realized, you know, about you before that action and you after. You know, that's how you now take the next step, but not just helping yourself, but also helping others. So that's what I want to challenge you all to do as well. So Jacques, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on?
I think I've picked up a lot of new terms we're meant to use, and I'd like to actually role play my big claim in getting into this and seeing if I'm getting in any trouble with using the wrong terms or whether I got it down.
Thank you.
So I'm looking for to do this with.
What was that, Mr. B? I couldn't hear you.
I think, yeah, go ahead and role play with Jacques. He want to make sure he got it right, so I want to make sure you do it with
All
you.
right. Awesome. Let's
Okay.
go.
Ring.
Hello?
Oh, Angel, this is Jacques. Good morning.
Hey, Jacques. How's it going?
Fantastic. The reason for my call is to let you in on something huge. I'm working with an investment group. The latest program I have invested in can put you on a royalty income of $150 a week next week. Do you have a few minutes?
How long is it gonna take? What's a few minutes?
Well, 3 minutes to start.
Yeah, sure. What is it about though?
Terrific. I'm about to send you something. Look at your phone. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Great. This is a screenshot of my daily royalty from my most recent sports contract. This is my royalty of 1% daily, 6 days a week, 26 days a month. And on my contract, it doubles in just 120 days.
Wow. Okay.
So Angel,
Is it real? Because that's a really good number. I don't see that number a lot.
no, I didn't either. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way until I got to see the presentation. Now, tell me this, Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: what goals could these kinds of results satisfy for you?
I mean, I'm still working on my retirement income of 1 million. I know I got to start from the beginning, so I have some big goals in the next 2 to 3 years, and I'm ready to, go all in to make that happen.
Terrific. That sounds great. So you want to retire in 2 to 3 years? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes.
And did you put a number on that? Did you say 1 million?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm a hard worker, so I don't think I would ever quit working unless I had that coming in, to be honest.
Right. Well, I understand that. And so you do look for opportunities so you can work a little harder, a little smarter as opposed to harder.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So, do you have 10 minutes more now?
Sure. For what are we doing now?
I want to share a presentation with you. It's actually a 9-minute presentation, and we can watch that together. You have that 10 minutes now?
Sure.
Okay, very good. I'm about to send you something. Look at your phone.
Okay.
Great. So let's get into the 10 minutes.
Okay.
Zoop, 10 minutes is over.
Okay.
So tell me, what did you like best from what you saw?
Well, I love that 1% every day, of course. I love that, and I do like the, referral program as well. I can see that upping my upping my royalties a lot quicker on top of that. So, but at the same time, I have more I need more information.
Okay, excellent. Well, what type of information would you like to get at this point?
Well, how long have you been doing this? Is it working?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm drawing something more than 150 a week. But I don't want to get into the strategy of how you build that up, but there is a strategy. We can get started bringing in 150 in royalties a week, and there's a strategy to double that up over a period of time. But before we get into that, we need to get you enrolled. On a scale of 10, where would you say you are as far as getting started?
Probably about a 5.
A 5. I like a 5. That's great. What's it going to take to increase that?
Like you said, I want to take a look at, those, I want to see some strategies or something on how you were saying that we could get, my returns and everything back faster.
Okay, I got it. I think at this point, I ought to get my senior partner on the phone. Do you have a few more minutes now?
Sure.
Okay, hang on. I'm about to introduce you to the man himself, Mr. Bean. Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
He's calling you Mr. Bean.
Hello. I was on mute. Yeah, what's going on, Jack?
Mr. Bean, I've got Angel on the phone, and Angel is, she's interested. She'd like to see how she can take her money from 150 a week to say 500 a week. Is it premature to be doing that at this point, or should she be enrolled first? Or have,
No,
will
you're
you?
good. Oh, you're good. That's good. No, you like I said, if you got a question, like I said, you want to get her, this is a part of the process of moving a person from, home plate, I mean, first base to second base, and then second base to third base, and then third base to home. So she's not in the business yet. So this is very, very key. That three ways is very, very key. So when you pick it up from there, and she wants to know how to get from 150 to 500, and you want me to help her out with, no problem, Angel. It's a pleasure to meet you, Angel. How's it going?
Great, Mr. Bean. Pleasure meeting you as well.
Right. Well, right now, if you're looking at doing 150 to $500 per week, let me ask you a question. What would the $500 a week make do for you?
That would be great. I love any type of money coming in,
Okay.
extra on top of what I'm already doing.
Okay. So basically, it's just extra money. You don't have anything specific that you want to do with the $500?
Well, I did tell Jacques that my goal in the next 2 to 3 years is to be at 1 million with all my investments so that I can fully retire.
Okay. Well, and that's great. And so what works for a penny works for a pound. So once you actually learn the process, with 150 or 500, whatever it is, and that you can ramp it up as you see fit. But this is how our program works. This is how our royalties are paid out. And boom, boom, bam. So did I answer all your questions, Angel?
Yes, absolutely. You did. Thank you so much.
So, well, I look forward to working with you. If you need any other questions, if you have any other questions for me or need me for anything else, Jacques knows how to get to me. He's got me on speed dial, and working with him is going to be a treat for you because he's on all of our calls, all of our trainings, and he's one of our fast risers in the situation because he's one of our best students. So, anything you need, again, from me, he can get me, back on the phone if he can't answer those questions. So, looking forward to hearing great things from Jacques about you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. And so, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, always and forever. The people who make the most money, people who have the biggest closing ratios, and the people who have the most sustainable groups, where people who come in, they stay in, are people who do three ways and lifelines. Right. And people who teach that down in their groups, people who have that as a culture, that's something that, again, puts you in a position where it's going to be hard for you to fail. And so, one thing I will say real quick before I turn it over to Angel, is you want to know a person's DVM. Yeah, if you're going to get on the phone with an actual amount, a specific amount, you want to know what their DVM is before you call them. Like if you and Angel know each other, if you give an Angel $150 a week goal, $150 a week carrot, it's because y'all had a conversation about it. I would tell everybody, never ever get on the phone with an actual cash amount, because let me share something with you. If you don't know what that person's DBM is, it's going to always be the wrong number. No, your number is not their number. And so when you get me on the phone, you say $150 a week. Yeah, Jacques, I mean, that's cute, but that's I'm not gonna be able to do that one. But I'm like, I'm looking at, trying to do 150,000 a week or 150,000 a month, and so that's gonna be a bad number for me. So I wish you well though, Jacques, and so I'm gonna get right off the phone. We won't have a conversation. So she may need $1,500 a week, and so instead of $150 a week. So I will stay away from the actual amounts, and I will stick to the actual percentages, and then you can help her calculate, how that's going to work out based on the percentages and her and the size of her contract. And so, but that's important. And so I'm also things you guys want to, once you evolve into the script, before you put a person on a Zoom, a question that you can ask that would also help you use to help you transition to the Zoom a lot easier is, so, what's important when it comes to making decisions like this? What's important to you when it comes to making decisions like this, or what's important to you when it comes to making decisions like this on platforms like this? And so, I mean, this is important. Boom, okay, well, great. Let me just look at your cell phone. What's that? Well, that's the link I just sent you. I want to show you something that's going to help you satisfy it and kind of get credibility to that, or kind of validate, what I'm offering you right now. And so that helps, with like the questions, lead in questions. So now I can justify sending you a link over, and I could earlier, but it's just the more and more conversations that you have, And the more and more, that you have on the line, that now I'm not just sending you a link, I'm sending you a link to satisfy a question that you may have, or a doubt that you may have, or give clarity or value that you may be needing. That's important. Let's see here. And then at that point in time, you go with that. But also, as far as the what do you call it? The verbiage though, the sports contracts and stuff like that, and the royalties, you did good on swapping out the information. And so, Angel, like I said, do you have anything you want to add to that?
That's a good and bad thing about going second. You took it all. But I do, I love that he said the transition questions, right? So, instead of asking a lot of times, because we don't have a transition question, we always ask, do you have time for Zoom, or do you have 10 more minutes, or do you have 3 more minutes? And that's really your transition phrase, right? So when you change it to a transition question, like Mr. Bean said, so what's important to you in making these decisions? Now it gives you that transition without you having to ask for more time, or is it okay if I hop on a Zoom? And that's really just the thing that that I saw, is that you're like, hey, do you have 3 more minutes? Hey, can you a lot of times we're, like he said, we're asking permission. And so we're not leading when we're asking for permission. So instead, put some questions in there so that you're leading into the next part, right? Leading into the presentations, or leading into the 3 ways, right? For instance, like, you can change what he just said into the 3-way, like, well, now well, how important is this for you to, how important is it for you to get these questions answered? And he's going to say, well, really important. Is that going to help you make a decision? And he, of course, is going to say, yeah, of course, if I get my questions answered. And so say, well, great, and then you go into the 3-way. So there's that transition too. So you're not asking, is it okay if I get you on a 3-way? And that's really it. Mr. Bean hit the nail with everything else.
And then when Angel, and this kind of other things, like, so she kind of threw you a bone, when you were talking about the 150 a week, and then you turned around and you did ask her, about her DBM later, right? And she said, well, my retirement goal is $1 million, but I know I got to start somewhere. And at that point in time, that's where you want to sit. That's the most interesting part of the conversation. Now, okay, so Angel, if you got goals that big, are you already investing? What do you have in your portfolio? What type of returns are you used to? And start asking questions like that. Because this is, again, once you have the bones. Remember, the script is just the bones of it. But if somebody's telling me, oh yeah, but I have a goal, $1 million goal. Well, if you got $1 million goal of retirement, do you invest already? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So all right. So what type of returns are you used to? Monthly, annuals, annuals. Okay. So what are you getting annually? 12%. Okay. So 1% a month. Okay. So now you see the 1% a month thing. That's fantastic, and congratulations for being an investor. But you see them where you go from 1% a month and adding something that's 1% a day, to your portfolio. Okay. So and that type of thing. And so, or if you got $1 million, goal, what type of things do you have that's in place right now that's going to help you get there? If you don't mind me asking. And I always add,
Oh, no, yeah. Oh no, Mr. Bean, I was wondering, since we're going down that fact fighting questions that you're doing, and we're ending the call, can we end the call on you answering, going into that, what you're saying, but so that they can really see the live action between you and me asking that question and me answering you?
Sure.
So we can end the call.
Ring ring.
No, just going into that part where you're fact-finding questions. Yeah, that you were just sharing, but it's kind of hard for them, like, I want them to see it in the action itself, like how you're going to ask those questions.
Follow me. Ring ring.
Hello?
Angel, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, real quick, I know you and I we was talking about money. We always talk about money, and I had something come across my table that I've been dabbling in for a little bit, probably about 6 months. Has been giving me a royalty, of 1% per day for 26 days a month. And so right now, I know things change, and I know you are an investor and you're looking to invest for different things. Right now, what do you have? Well, not what do you have? What are you investing for these days? What are goals do you have right now when it comes to investment? Because I might have something satisfied.
Well, I do want to make in the next 2 to 3 years that $1 million retirement goal of mine a year, so that I can fully retire and just really spend time with my kids after that.
Okay. No problem. And I basically ate $1 million, $80,000 a month. And I just got back from Panama, and I was sitting with people who were making anywhere from $60,000 a month to $125,000 a month in this program. So we obviously have people who are here doing what you want to do. Okay. So when it comes to return, when it comes to royalties and things like that, this project basically is surrounding about sports contracts. Okay. And when it comes to investment amounts, are you really aggressive right now in your investment to get to that goal, or are you looking to add to your portfolio to get to that goal?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm adding to the portfolio. I have a few investments that I'm already in, and of course I'm, trading as well. So all of that is anything in addition to helping me reach that goal, is gonna be fantastic.
Okay. All right. So right now, hypothetically speaking, if you were to get started and you put yourself in a position where you can take advantage of these sports contracts that we have, is getting 1% royalties a day, what could you actually bring to the table, financially? What amounts could you bring to the table?
Um, I'm thinking around, let's say, 10,000 for now, but I did like the video. I would like to, is there a way for me to get more faster than just that?
Yeah, at the end of the day, they do have a referral program too. So not only can you make money, when it comes to royalties on your own money, but you can also bring people to their program, because to me, I liken it to a crowdfunding situation. And so obviously, the more people you bring to the fold that take on the contracts like you do, the more money you make, because now you're creating different streams of income and revenue.
Absolutely. I love that.
So what else? What other questions do you have for me?
Um, uh, just to, how does it work?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Check your phone.
What's this?
This is a link. Jump on with me real quick. I'm going to make sure we get most, if not all, those questions answered.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
All right. So now it's over. So, you have more clarity about the project that I was talking about?
Yeah, I love it.
So you see now how things work, and how you can actually get to that goal with the proper amounts of investments and proper amounts of contracts and referrals?
Oh yeah. I really like it. I probably just need, to, sit down and rock out a game plan on how to actually do it. But I do love it. But how long have you been doing this?
It'll be a year in February. So I enrolled it into the program in February, with my own money, looked at the royalties, come 1% a day. And then I started actively referring people to the program after I had some confidence in it back in June. And so now we're full go. And just kind of let you know, blueprinting, that income is not going to be a hard thing. It's simple math. And, the company, the royalties come in like clockwork and as advertised. So that's not going to be a big thing at all. So outside of sitting down and having the blueprint, your royalties and what you want to earn, is there anything else that will keep you from getting started with me today?
Mm, how sure are you that this is gonna, last long term?
All right, think about this for a second, Agent. It's even though it's sports contracts and royalties involved, it's no different than investments and returns. You don't ever want to give anybody a guarantee on anything, but the one thing I can say is that I am personally confident with my money, and I did my own due diligence, and I actually talked to some people who very confident about what they got their hands on, and I made a decision, that was best for me at that time. And so it's something that you're going to have to do, with no guarantees.
Sounds great. Let's get started. I'm ready.
All right. Because the thing about it is, if you double back and say, well, X, Y, Z, well, let me ask you, Angel, remember, you said you have investments, right? Okay.
Yes.
So who gave you guarantees on those investments?
No one.
Okay. So it's no different. It's no different. So, and that's the thing, you got to make sure, guys, and that's it's just common conversation, with confidence. And so for me, and this is the thing with the, like, you hear the self-correcting as well when I'm saying I'm returning royalties, investment, sports contracts. We're all human. We all do it. And so just, again, those repetitions put you in a conscious state of mind where you can make those adjustments on the fly with no problem. And when you make them, people don't care about it. They just want to make sure that you're saying the right things, you're getting the right information out, and they're in a position where they can trust you. Yep. Yeah, don't be afraid of the guarantee question. I love that question. I don't guarantee. I don't guarantee anything.
I threw that bone for everyone else.
Yeah, there's no guarantee for anything. Like I said, if you want guarantees, I can guarantee you this: you're gonna die one day. That's the only guarantee I can give you. Because I can't even guarantee you're gonna pay taxes. I just know that there are taxes that come with different things, but people get around that. You can't get around dying. That's the only thing I can guarantee. All right. So, but no, that's good stuff. That is really good stuff, and I appreciate that suggestion. So hopefully I got something out of that as well. So, guys, again, every week, same time, same line, different experiences. This is good stuff. This is good for the soul. A lot of times I come out of here thinking we just had a millionaire mindset call. And so it's really good information that we all grow from, and we all grow together. So come back next week, not everybody with Fridays, with some different content. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. All right. And I come back with some impact from those trainings. So Angel, thank you again for coming in and standing in the gap. And guys, again, we appreciate you guys for showing up, because that's 80% of success. So show up for yourself so somebody else will. Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend. And go Pack Go.